Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the Schutzwagen E100. It's a Tier 10 German SPG. It's located on the north spawn of Murovanka, and this one is under the command of Oxagon of ENJ0Y. And in this battle, he's all alone, no platoon. Well, it's a Tier 10 game with Tier 8 tanks in it. 3 marks of excellence on the barrel, so he's going to have a bit of fun, I think, on this game. Now, he's got a 21cm howitzer, because that's the only howitzer you get on this vehicle. 900 alpha, 53mm of pen, and 11.4 meters burst radius. With the non-stun HE, it's 1200 alpha and 66mm of pen. And if you care to use the armor piercing, well, 640 alpha, 372mm of pen. Okay, he's now aiming at the bottom of the Magic Forest, suspecting that some light tanks are going to make a quick dash into that position. I think they're more likely to go to the top of the field, but... oh, we've got a Barask being very brave. And now he's out the game. That is one of the quickest kills I've seen in a long while. It's not the quickest kill in the game we've seen so far. We've seen much quicker ones than that, in seconds literally after the start of the game, where an Arty has fired from one end of the battlefield to the other and just wiped out an enemy tank even before they left the spawn area, or near enough. It was on Himmelsdorf actually, that player, and the enemy tank didn't get very far, only about 100 meters or so, and then he died, very suddenly expired. Okay, he's reloaded, ready to go. Rounds out. It hits the ridgeline, so unfortunately he doesn't get anything from that one. But what a start to the game to get a Barask. Now, he got 799 hit points of damage. It was actually quite a decent kill, actually, to be honest. The guy had taken some damage already, but it was a nice start. Okay, he's relocated to avoid counter battery. And he's coming a little way forward than normal, trying to get a better angle on some of those enemy tanks. It can help if you go over to the far west side of the map. If you're shooting at tanks that are on the west side, trying to get around that corner. Okay, strip 103B. Rounds out. Looks good. It is good. 437. You might say when I say it looks good, from my RTI, I think, yeah, that one's going to hit. Because obviously, if you're a practiced Arty player, you play a lot of Arty, then you get a feeling for which shot's going to actually hit the target, which ones are not. I am known to be wrong on occasions. I do get surprised, and nicely so, by some of my players, some of the viewers who actually send in replays. Oh, that is so unlucky. The shell veered to the left as we're looking at it, and it actually hit that T103 wreck. So unfortunately, he didn't get anything except a twang as the round hit the wreck and just detonated against it. Well, didn't even detonate, actually. They should detonate if they hit a wreck, not just go twang. Okay, he's going for the BZ166. Only some stun. Standard reload for this Arty, 37.39 by the book. But I know that that Oxagon's got it much lower than that. And we've got 3 tanks moving together here. Now, that's going to make it very easy for him to rack up a lot of damage if they keep doing this. Because obviously, they'll just walk into the shell. Not just one shell, but one tank is probably going to get hit by, yeah, like that. 2 tanks getting hit at the same time. The BZ166 and the 56 TP both took damage. It just multiplies the amount of damage you can do in the game. It's a very bad decision to form a line if there's Arty in the game. I know that's what a lot of players will teach you if you go to clans. They'll say, form a line and take turns to poke out and shoot. No, don't, because if you do, you are a perfect target to Arty. Well, that shell hit the ridgeline. I mean, as an Arty player, I'd want you to form a line, because then I would see you get hit time and time again, and I would rack up a very, very big score, but it's not a smart move for tank drivers to actually do. It's a very silly move to make. And it means that we get whopping great scores because you do that. And they're doing it here. Look at this. Rounds out. This is going to be 2. Yep. 2 tanks hit 330 off the A base 1, 293 off the BZ166. They never learn. They keep doing it. Some tank drivers are creatures of habit. And they make this mistake and then they wonder why they keep getting wiped out in battles, or they say, oh, it's all down to Arty. It's not down to Arty. It's down to repetitive behavior by the tank player. If you keep being repetitive, you make it easier for us. Okay, A phase 1 takes another hit, 369 this time. Of course, a lot of tank drivers will just blame something else. They blame Arty all the time. And in fact, actually, somebody pointed out the other day, one well-known content creator, he said, don't blame the other people for your failure in the game. Blame yourself for not being good enough to actually overcome the situation. But that player also, at the same time, said that, well, it wasn't him, actually. I think it was another player. Said at the same time, oh, it's Arty that's the problem. I love another lovely hit, 172 this time off the M454. And he's getting stun. Of course, he's not getting much stun assist. In fact, he's getting no stun assist at the moment, which is very, very frustrating, because that will actually lower his overall score. Even though he's got a damage score of 2,933 at the moment, it means that he might not get an ace tanker. He needs to get stun assist, and the way you do that is by hitting tanks that are actually in sight of your teammates. So really, he shouldn't be aiming at these 2 tanks. He should be aiming at the Kampfpanzer 7, which is to his right, because those guys are in sight. There you go. There's the Kampfpanzer 7. You see, he's lost some hit points already, and he's somebody who's actually in sight of the enemy, trying to shoot at them. Oh, it's not as if the other guy isn't trying to shoot at the enemy. It's just he's hiding deliberately to avoid being hit. Object Treble 7 version 2 moving in. And you see he's taking fire already. Now the Cobra is a good target because he's got very thin armor. Instead, we're firing at the Kampfpanzer 7 PE. Yes, he did get 266 hit points of damage, but he's only got 582 stun assists so far. Ideally, by now, he should have at least 1,000 hit points of stun assist. Oh, now that BZ166 just operated, I think, his rockets to move up, and he's just been taken down. Okay, T-30. Can you get a shot on this guy? He was hiding behind the house, but we fired the round in on the corner. And we don't know if that did any damage, so we'll have to wait until the end of the battle for that one. I would focus on the Magic Forest at the moment. There's a lot of our tanks grouped together, and a lot of their tanks as well trying to defend. Yep, you see there's a couple of tanks. He's just noticed it. Yep. You've got to look at your minimap to acquire your targets and decide which phase of the battle you're actually going to assist, which flank. Rounds out. That looks better. He got the Cobra. I think he was aiming for the Kampfpanzer 7 PE, but instead the Cobra just drove back into the shell. But that guy was tracked. Okay, they're focusing on the Kampfpanzer 07 PE or 7 PE, just over that little line. You can't see the ridge line there because he's doing it from overhead mode, but rounds out. This should hit. Well, it splashed him. That Progetto's just made a bit of a bold mistake, but the T-30 on our team did go down. Say a bold mistake because he went up against somebody with a big gun who could have taken him out with just one shot. And the Kampfpanzer 7 is gone. So what have we got going on in there at the moment? Well, most of our guys in the Magic Forest have fallen back. That's a good shot on the Progetto. 379. It certainly made him think twice. The Cobra's dumping his magazine at the moment. Unfortunately, we did lose our Panzerkampfwagen 7. Okay, our SU-130PM is in a very dangerous position there. But we're 2 tanks down on the enemy now, because they have actually done rather well in the Magic Forest, but that Progetto is now one shot. And I should think that the SU-130PM could get an easy kill off him. I think he's just relocating. He's in a fold in the ground at the moment. That's why he can't see the Progetto. But he's creeping up on him. Found him. Yes, he went off explosively. But I think the SU-130PM did actually take some damage. And that AMX M454 might try to take him out. Well, he just got hit by the enemy Arty. And he did get taken out by the AMX M454. So there's still 2 up on us. But hit points wise, we're about the same. Not too different. Cobra's at the north end of the forest. We've got the Chieftain prototype and the Barras. The Barras should be able to spot them for the Chieftain. Okay. The MX M454 is, I think he's a one-shot, but we might be able to get a splash kill on him. He's in sight. There we go. Line up the shot. Rounds out. Yes! Lovely kill there. Beautifully aimed. The shell did drift slightly to the left, but it did actually connect with the target. And Oxagon has another kill. So now the scores are even. And we're better on XP, so on hit points. So we're actually winning on hit points wise at the moment. We do have a few tanks who are full health, though. That's the reason why that AE Phase 1's hiding at the back, because he's very low on hit points. Even if Oxagon fires around into the side of the building, it's still going to damage that AE Phase 1. He probably doesn't realize that. He probably thinks he's safe in there. He's not safe. And if you're using Battle Assistant, you can put the shell through the window. And that can be very, very disturbing for somebody who happens to be hiding behind a wall thinking they're safe. And then they get a shell straight into their face. Okay, he's moved out of that little part of a barn. Or is it part of a house? There he is again. I think he's getting spotted by the Barask. Okay, this should be a very good shot if he can get it on target, but he didn't. The shell didn't go straight. He's marked the target to say that's where I'm aiming. And our guys up ahead should be able to get shots on these guys. That's a 2-minute warning. He's teasing them at the moment. And he teased them once too often because the brass took him out. And that means now there's only 3 left on the enemy team. A Strip 103B, a T92 HMC, and a T30. And it's only the T30 that still has substantial hit points. And, of course, the T92 who has never been spotted. The Strip is on the west side of the map as far as we can tell. And, in fact, they have fallen back. T30 in sight. Now, we might be able to stun him, slow him down a little. Rounds out. Looks good. It went long. Yes, he's trying to hold in that corner. There's a depression in the ground there with some trees. Often used as an Arty firing position there. The clock's ticking down. The Barras is going in to try and look for them. He's going to be our eyes. We're loading the premium HE or non-stun HE. T92's taking fire. And he's gone down. Rounds out on the T30. He takes some damage. 359 this time. Unfortunately, we lose the Barask. The Striv got him. 20 seconds to go, and it looks like it's going to end up being a draw because we don't know where the Striv is. Or we know where the T30 is at the moment. And although he's taking damage from the Chieftain... Okay, rounds out straight away. It goes long again. And that's it, game over, it's a draw. Here's the end of battle stats. That was the second class tanker for Oxagon of ENJ0Y in the GWE100. He didn't get a win on this one, but he did do very well because he got a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 18. A Gauze medal for doing more damage, exceeding 8 times the hit points to his own vehicle. And he got a Confederate as well for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on his team. And that's despite the fact that he got 2 kills in the game. His win rate was 5,415, which is super unicum and a bit more. Let's have a look at the team score. Well, he did actually, funnily enough, get the highest damage in the game, but he didn't get 20% of the enemy hit pool. That's why he didn't get the high caliber. He got 4,858 hit points to go with that Gauze medal and Confederate. The second highest damage in the game went to the T95, the Doom Turtle on the enemy team, with 3,988. And the third highest damage went to the Barask on our team, who got a Leather Slaves medal for killing highest hero opponents, and he got 3,148 hit points of damage. When it came to kills, it was the Barask who did the best with 4 kills. 2 kills went to Oxagon, to the SU-130PM, the Batchat 25 TAP, and on the enemy team, their Doom Turtle, their Striv 103B, and their Progetto all managed 2 kills apiece. And in fact, their T92 got a Confederate as well in that game, so he must match us for the kills. Let's have a look. 8 and 1, so there's a 7 difference on his, and there's a which shows an 8 difference on this one. That's a bit odd. Anyway, that's not normal, but anyway, let's have a look at base XP. Well, we can see the base XP is the Barask who came out on top with 701. Remember, this is a draw, so neither side actually gets the advantage, the extra XP. 614 went to the Tiger 2, 602 went to the Chieftain prototype, and we can see the Oxagon got 479. Fired 23 rounds in that game. It's a very high amount of shells. That's why he's got the highest damage in the game. 7 direct hits, 1 penetrating shot. Now, can we tell which one he actually penetrated in this game? Well, I would rather think that it was actually the Cobra. No, but it's not the Cobra. It was actually the Barask at the start of the game. That was my mistake. Yeah, that Barask was a penetrating shot, the one who took him out. Okay. He also got 23 splashes. That's because some of the tanks were together, so he was hitting more than 1 tank with each shell. 4,858 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. Damaged 10 of the enemy, killed 2, so there's an 8 difference there. 582 hit points of stun assist off 18 stuns. Not a lot of stun assist. That's why it was only a second class tanker. On a premium count, he actually made a loss on this game, 43,879 credits, and that's down to the resupply of consumables more than anything else, because that was 60,000 credits. And yes, unfortunately, that really has put a dent in this game because it is a big loss. But he did get 3 bonds, and he also got 1,182 experience points out of the game as well. So sad that it's a draw, but at least Oxagon got 2 medals out of it, and he was pushing as hard as he could to try and get a result. He did get a few erroneous shots where the shell didn't go precisely where I expected it to go, but at least he managed to get a good result in terms of they didn't lose the game, because at one point they were 2 tanks down on the enemy, and the enemy was still pushing. I hope you enjoyed that replay. If you did, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.